I'm on live. Hi guys, it's Magic from Find the Magnificence in You, and this is Soul Therapy. So I'm just going to wait for a few people to come in, let the smoke clear the energy, enjoy the music. We're talking about how to let go and cut the binds that tie. Okay, this is Soul Therapy. Hi to everyone in the chat. Thank you so much for joining me. Appreciate y'all for being here. Wow. First message, deservingness. I love it. I love it. Hey, 3 people in the chat. I'm just waiting for some more people to come in. Thank you so much for joining me. I appreciate y'all. Thank you so much. How to let go, soul therapy, I'm Magic. And we're going to have a discussion about how to let go, cut ties that bind. This could be karmic ties or soul ties, whatever you want to call them. This could just be attachments to the past, the traumatizing experiences from childhood or just in life in general, relationships, a person, a twin flame. Spirit's first message is that you deserve. You are a beloved child of God like everyone else. Okay? And it says, you deserve to receive the support that will allow you to focus upon your divine life purpose. Even if you can't yet recognize your lovable qualities, trust that God and the angels can see how amazing you truly are. How beautiful is that? You deserve. Okay? You just need to know that you deserve whatever it is that your heart desire. So if there is something that you're still attached to, that you can't let go of, always remember you deserve better. Okay? Wait for a few more people. Please say hello. Don't be shy. I don't bite. Okay, so I still got the smoke burning here. Some people have told me that they're not getting a notification when I come on live. If you haven't been receiving notifications, let me know, okay? Spirit is also saying put yourself first, okay? So again, we were talking, I was saying earlier that a lot of people are having issues with cutting the binds because we're attached, right? We're attached to certain experiences. Hi, Minhaz, and hi, Tia. You didn't get the notification? Hi from India. Thank you for joining me. Appreciate you. Yeah, I was saying, we're attached to situations, traumatizing events, and we are so attached to these experiences, or we've been attached for so long that it's so difficult to break free, right? So today we're going to discuss what are some things we could do to try to break free from these attachments, from these experiences, from these emotions, right? Sometimes they're just emotions that keeps us binded to the past, to a person, to a job, to an experience, to that one time that somebody bullied you in high school or middle school, whatever it is that emotional connection to it is what keeps you connected. Okay. So how do we cut the ties? Okay. So that's what we're going to talk about today. So if you would like to share an experience or something that you are still attached to that you still can't let go of, feel free. Be transparent, be honest. And if you're not comfortable, just listen. And hopefully there's something in this broadcast or this live for you that will help you to move forward, to be able to break free. Because these ties, they usually feel literally like the eight of swords energy in the tarot. And this deck, I have a card called All Tied Up, and it feels like you can't move. You're binded. Now the funny thing is, then both this oracle and the tarot, the feet are not binded. So we have attachment. You see how she's tied to this post, and then I'm looking for All Tied Up. There it is. Both fives. Coincidentally, one is 23, reduces to 5, and the other is 5. As you know, the number 5 denotes some sort of challenge. So we know that it's a challenge to try to break free or to break free, to detach. That's a challenge. So this attachment to the pain, to the memory, to the person, to the thing has been a challenge. All tied up. Does anyone want to share? Oh, really? Thank you. I'm so happy to hear that. Does anyone want to share an experience? So let me share one. Let me start off. My mom passed away January 28th, 2006. And I have struggled with accepting. I guess I accepted it years after, but I still struggle with the grieving, and I'm trying to not get emotional. So I struggle with the grieving. I've been struggling, and it's been 12 years, and that's still an attachment. Okay. And the main thing that hurts me is the event itself, like the day of, right? Of the day of the passing, you know. It's like it's like just like yesterday. Every time, if I think about it, it's like the emotions feel like the day of, like nothing has changed. The raw emotions are still there. I mean, it's not as bad now. I made peace with it recently. I did a clearing and everything, but I'm just giving you an example of something that I had struggled with for years. So their attachments come in many forms. Okay. So I don't want to single out a certain type of attachment. I just want y'all to know that this is about clearing away, cutting ties and clearing away these attachments so that we can live a healthier life, a more fulfilling life where we're not so bogged down by something that we have no control over. Okay. So I put out these two cards, the All Tied Up and the attachment card. Spirit gave me the word organized as the key word to focus on. It says, do not let the word organize intimidate you, as it is simply a way for you to ensure clarity of purpose. Organizing your thoughts will help you know and plan your next action steps. So organizing your thoughts is very helpful. Hey, Miss Renee, thank you for joining us tonight. It's very helpful because if you have something that you want to detach from, or if there's a tie, a soul tie, or some sort of attachment, you need to set a plan. But the first thing you need to do is organize your thoughts. So you need to get clear on the resolution or the end goal. Okay. So for example, why can't I let go of my ex? Why can't I try so hard to move on? I get this all the time in readings. I'm done with him, but I just can't move on. I just can't let him go. I just keep thinking about him. He's moved on. He has another family, but I just can't seem to let go. Right? Who else? Who in the chat has had an experience like that where you're not with a particular person And that person has moved on, but you just can't let go. Hey, David, Aries in the house. So you got to organize your thoughts so you know what the end goal is. First and foremost, you need to be clear and be honest with self. Okay, that's where clarity starts. Why are you attached? Okay, you ain't never gonna hold on to nobody? Okay. Boy, we in here. Okay, Aries in the house, y'all. Aries is in the building. All right. I'm an Aries rising, so it's all love. Miss Renee, you understand where I'm coming from, people? What has caused the attachment in the first place? What are you truly attached to? Because oftentimes when we really think about it, and we really take the time to reflect and organize the thoughts and to just, so let's look at it like this. I'm gonna use a metaphor. Y'all know I love metaphors. There is a relationship, a ship, an actual ship, right? It represents the relationship. There is some sort of disaster and the ship sinks. So you have to go through the rubble and to glean through everything, the rubble, the destruction, to find the pieces, right? These pieces. And you're going to take these pieces or these memories, right? And then what you're going to do is you're going to filter through all the rubble, the memories, and you're going to figure out whether that particular thing was just a lesson. Well, let me reword that. You're going to go through the rubble so that you can see what parts of it, the experience was the lesson. You're going to look through it and you're going to start seeing what parts of it that you need to take responsibility and accountability for. You're going to look through it and look at why was there a sinking of the ship in the first place, so to speak. Okay. Why did the relationship end? I'm just giving you an example of a relationship. Like I said, cutting ties and severing these attachments can be anything. It could be addiction. It could be severing a tie to an addiction. Okay. But I'm just giving you an example of why I'm saying, or why Spirit has revealed that it's time to organize your thoughts. Maybe you're fixated on a particular idea or memory in the relationship that keeps you holding on to it. Okay. So detox your relationships. I'm so happy that this card came out because this is coinciding with the message. So the detox your friendships card doesn't only mean to detox friends around you. And in this particular context, it talks about detoxing for the feelings you have towards people that you had a relationship or friendship with, right? So I'm going to read a little bit to you to give you clarity on why this card is being presented by Spirit. Spirit is presenting this card because it says here, perhaps it's not the people themselves, but your feelings about them that are distracting you. It seems that you are getting hooked into some drama, which is pulling you away from your path. This can include inner turmoil, such as having arguments in your mind, feeling afraid of or angry at someone, and other draining processes. It is time to take an honest inventory of how you feel about the people in your life, including your social media friends. If someone is impacting your self-esteem or ability to focus, whether they're in your life or not, it's time to question whether the relationship is toxic. Okay, there we go. This card is similar to the devil energy. Attachment, obsessing, thinking over and over about an event. That's why Spirit says organize your thoughts. You are thinking too much about an event, a person, a situation, a death, a breakup, a loss of a job, something that happened 10 years ago, something that happened in middle school, that time where someone pushed you down the stairs and you were bullied, time where Susie Q pulled your hair in class in second grade, whatever it was. You still think about it. Therefore, you're still attached to the experience. Okay? And let me know if y'all are with me. So Spirit is asking you to organize your thoughts, aka stop thinking about the situation or obsessing over it. Okay? And I know that's easier said than done. I heard somebody out there. I get it. It is easier said than done. However, if you organize your thoughts and you start to think of the situation from a logical standpoint, then you can actually see why you had the experience in the first place. Okay? This card came out. It says organize for success. So what is the end goal? The end goal is I want to detach. I want to cut the binds. I want to stop thinking about this person. I want to be able to move on with my life. I want to be able to stop grieving. I want to be able to stop being so angry at so-and-so that hurt me 10 years ago. Whatever it is, Spirit is saying you need to organize your thoughts. First and foremost, you need to make sure that you're remembering the story correctly. Okay, a lot of people have had issues with that where they would recall a memory, but it's not. And when you're telling the other person, okay, you did this, that, the person like, that's not what I did. This person had, sometimes we create illusions in our mind and we think that something happened a certain way and it didn't. Minhaj says attachments to the belief one made wrong choices in life and attachment to the idea. I didn't get what I deserved. Wow. Thank you. Short change. Thank you so much. Wow. That is powerful. Thank you for putting that in the chat. Thank you so much. I'm going to read that out again. Attachment to the belief one made wrong choices in life and attachment to the idea I didn't get what I deserve. Short change. Absolutely. That has held so many people back. And that has created a fear, thus creating stagnation. Somebody else want to share an experience or something in the chat about being attached to something, an idea, a belief, a person, a place, a thing. It could be anything. Some people are attached to a belief that they're unlovable, that they don't deserve. That's the first thing that came out. I don't deserve to have this relationship or this job or this lifestyle. You may not use the words I don't deserve, but your energy is saying that. Some people are attached to the belief that this is my twin flame. Some people are attached to the belief that I'm ugly, I'm unlovable, that I'm a loser. Some people are attached to the belief that I can't make it, I can't succeed, I can't be strong. What are you attached to? Once you are honest with self, then you can figure out how do you detach, how do you cut the ties that bind. Okay. Some people believe that they got to stay in this unhappy relationship because of the kids. Some people believe that I got to stay because God says that if I get married, I'm not allowed to get a divorce. Some people believe that I'm not strong enough to stop taking drugs, or I'm not strong enough to beat addiction. And some people believe that they will never stop loving a person that was abusing them. How do we break or cut the binds that tie us? Attach. One thing that makes me who I am, once it's gone, I am nothing. It's not true. You're more than one attribute. Wow. Thank you so much for being transparent in the chat room. If it's regarding a person and you're still attached and you still can't let go, It's the resentment, it's the emotion that you still have connected to the experience that keeps you stuck. I'm angry. He left me for somebody else. That's an injustice. I can't forgive. I'm unworthy, so I feel like this is the only man that ever loved me. So, Spirit says, it's time to detox. I mean, get the throat chakra working here. Those relationships or those the connection, the emotional connection to experience, the experience, the fear, the pain, the guilt. That's the number one. That's the number one attachment. The guilt that I allow someone to treat me that way. The guilt that I treated someone that way. The guilt that I lied and I cheated, or the guilt that I didn't leave because I didn't think I was good enough for somebody else. The what if. The what if I did this way? Or what if I was prettier? Maybe he wouldn't have cheated on me. Or what if I were to act a certain way? Maybe it was my fault. What if? No. This is why Spirit says organize the thoughts. So in the tarot, we have a card called the Hermit card. And this man, what he does is he seeks guidance from within, right? You do the inner work, you go within, you reflect. You got to reflect back on the experience to see why you are still attached to it. Okay? And once you realize the reason that you're still attached, anger, resentment, we're going to use anger and resentment as an example. Then you have to figure out why you still have anger or resentment towards the person that you're still attached to, that you're still tied to. Some of you guys may, have a resentment, but you may guise it under the word love. I still love him. I still love her. You love the idea of the relationship or him or her, but there was a sinking of the ship. Obviously, something happened, right? The hurt. It's really the pain. It's really the fact that you didn't get something out of it. You weren't the winner chicken dinner there in that particular situation. Why do I still hate QGQ for pulling my hair in second grade? Why do I hate Greg for kissing my best friend in seventh grade? Whatever the attachment is. Why can't I let go of my first boyfriend from high school? Why can't I let go of my ex-husband that beat me for 5 years straight? Why can't I let go of that narcissist that told me that I was nothing? Whatever it is that you're attached to, you have to go back so that you can figure out why there's attachment there. So the first thing is identifying the emotion that still connects you to that person. Okay. So we're using anger and resentment as an example. I'm still mad at him. He cheated on me. I spent 10 years with him, and he ended up leaving me for somebody else, and he married her, but I'm the one that was there the whole time. Okay, so let's address the emotions attached to the experience. Somebody give me an example of something that they're still attached to. I need an emotion that still attaches you to that experience. You don't have to tell me about the experience, just type in the emotion. So I said resentment. I'm starting off the discussion with resentment. Somebody else. So this chat is interactive. Okay. Yes, you can listen, but it makes it all the more help it helps more. Okay. It helps you more when you interact. Okay. I don't know what I was trying to say, you guys. I was gonna say all the more better, but then I second guessed myself, like that don't even sound grammatically correct. Anger and grief. Okay, I put resentment. Anybody else want to share? Regret, pain, grief. Yes. Anybody else want to share? Don't be shy. We all are attached to a specific event in our life because we are tied to it by an emotion, energy in motion. And we need to distinguish which one of these emotions are still keeping us attached to freaking Brandon from last year that cheated on me, or that I had a one night stand, whatever. Okay, I'm just throwing out examples. Fear. Okay, thank you, Sam. Thank you. I'm letting my peeps know that I'm live because they're not getting the notifications. Okay, hurt and anger. Thank you. Yes, there is an emotion. Somebody is thinking love out there. I know it. I feel it. Somebody is thinking I loved him. I just can't stop loving him with all my heart and soul. Guess what? Guess what? Can you love you back, baby? The ship sank. Why? This Renee. Past good memories. Thank you, Dominican Queen. I appreciate that. Thank you. Past good. So remember when I said organize the thoughts? Because a lot of you guys are attached because y'all keep looking at the good, but you ain't looking at the bad. When you start looking at the bad, because remember I said that sometimes we create these scenarios, these illusions or delusions about a situation. But when we start to get clarity, we start to see, what the hell am I holding on to here? This man done cheated on me like 20,000 times with all my best friends. But I'm still thinking about that one time he took me on a cruise, or that one time we had some amazing sex, or that one time he did that nice thing for me, took me to whatever it is that is a good memory. And this is not for everybody. There are some people that had good relationships, but those good relationships were because someone didn't see. They didn't want to see. They wanted to see only the good, because obviously the ship sank. Remember that metaphor that I started off with? There's a ship. The ship is sailing on. Everything is fine. The water is calm. The day is beautiful. All of a sudden, a storm out of nowhere, right? Mayday, mayday. Ship is sinking. The ship sinks. So now all you're left with is rubble, the memories. So you're sifting through the rubble, looking through all the memories. Some people want to take all the pretty memories, the parts of the ship that they can still salvage. They're not looking at all the other broken up shit. You understand? Jealousy. Thank you, baby. Thank you. Loss. Yeah, it is injustice sometimes. That's revenge. That's resentment. So let's make sure that we're organizing the thoughts, making sure that the thoughts are accurate, what we're thinking. Yes, there's past good memories, but what about the other memories? The ship sank. There must have been a reason why it sank. Okay, because if it was all good, it would be still on the water, sailing. So we have to be clear. Okay, we need clarity here, spirit. So let's get some more messages here with the big girls. I appreciate everybody in the chat joining me on how to let go and cut the binds, or cut the ties rather, that bind us. Spirit, I'm gonna need you to open up the throat chakra tonight. Okay. So I pulled out these cards here because this is what we're going through. All tied up. I'm gonna read these to you. Actually, let me start off by reading these to you. And then after I read them to you, we could talk about how we could cut them. And I'm talking about them as the ties, the memories, the attachment, the emotions, whatever is keeping you stuck, okay? So, all tied up, card 23, Spirit says, this card shows a woman tied up with vines around her wrist, her body, and her arms. Receiving this card upright represents a situation in your life where things seem to be severely stuck. A major drama may be going on around you, stopping you from moving forward. Or it may be that some technicalities are blocking your way. Perhaps you're waiting for a contract to be signed or an agreement to be made. Whatever is holding things up, the restrictions may be feeling quite oppressive at this time. If this isn't technically the case for you, what's tying you up is your own personal stuff. Look at your life and see how you can be your own jailer. Are you tying yourself up in some emotional angst or in a negative habit that you refuse to deal with? If so, it's time to cut the vines and make some serious changes now. You needn't live in your self imposed jail any longer. That is powerful. Absolutely. Cut the vines. The attachment card, Spirit says, in the upright position, this card reveals that your passage forward is being stopped by strong attachments to old patterns or people from the past. The chain at your wrist is bolted to fear from the past or desperation about the future. Although you may wear the mask of pretense or even contentment, you simply can't seem to go forward. The stuff that's keeping you stuck could be physical addictions, emotional patterns, or even an old relationship. Are you living in fear, addicted to the old, unhealthy habits, or so desperate about the future that you can't be happy now? And so the change that bind you could be of your own making. This card is telling you that it's time to take the action you need to break out of your chains and move forward to an open, free, healthy, and authentically happy life. It may take some courage and effort to let go, but know that you are capable of doing so. Until you do, the difficult energy will just repeat itself, keeping you stuck. Tell me what y'all thought about that. Self imposed. Self imposed. Because that ex done moved on. He done had a baby, he got a family, but you still holding on. That person that hurt you don't even think about you. They don't even think about you. But you're still holding on. You're still attached to the experience, the anger, the hurt, the sadness, the that should have been me getting that ring. That should have been me having his baby. That should have been my position. I should have got that promotion. I should have been the bridesmaid or whatever it is. There is something connecting you to an experience that doesn't serve you. Some of you guys are attached to a person, okay? Predominantly, most of us have had that experience where you have broken up or you are in a toxic relationship that is on and off, but you can't let go of it because you are fearing the end. Some of you guys just don't know that you're deserving of better. Okay. And some of you guys are fearing the end because you don't want to start over. You don't feel good about yourself. You don't love yourself. So you say, well, this is better than nothing. I don't want to be lonely, right? So whatever it is, it's time to cut it. Okay? So Spirit's going to give us some guidance here. Wow. Oh, this is going to be deep tonight, y'all. Spirit says that there's somebody out there that's unable to walk away from a situation. Do you see this? See how she's happy to walk away? Somebody is struggling. Somebody, anybody, all 9 of us. And Spirit saying that not, this is making you so unhappy. So unhappy. so unfulfilled, so sad, so depressed, all because we fail to appreciate what we have in the now. And what we do is we long for something else that we don't have, or we focus on difficulties, something that had already ended. She's appreciating this single rose. She's surrounded by these prickly bushes that could be dangerous for her. She's not paying attention to them. She's just taking time to appreciate that one good thing in her life. But a lot of us don't know how to do that because we're so focused on loss, on the past. She don't even know back here that there's a bush flower is that's budding with new roses or new flowers. She can't see this coming. She doesn't see it. So that means that spirit has something for you that you can't even see. Some of you guys have financial constraints because of this situation that you're holding on to, because you're so fixated and so obsessed with it that it's affecting your stability all around. This doesn't necessarily have to be just financial stability, but your stability as far as mental, emotional, and physical stability. Some of you guys don't even want to get out of bed because y'all so sad and depressed. It's showing it to me right here. Your heart is broken. You don't love yourself. You spend a lot of energy exerting a lot of energy and focusing on another person or another thing that you are depleting yourself of vital life force. And your heart chakra has become blocked because of it. Okay? So with the heart chakra, this is all about loving self. It says, this card reverse indicates some blocks in the flow of your heart center energy. Perhaps it's an old sense of abandonment or the grief of a broken heart lingering from a long past event. Whether it's recent or not, this block energy stops you from caring for yourself. I'm going to read that last part again. Whether it's recent or not, this block energy stops you from caring for yourself and attracting love for others. It can create an undercurrent of unhappiness that permeates your life. It's time to heal the old stuck stuff and move on. Don't bypass the pain and pretend it doesn't exist. Instead, ventilate it in your journal and release it with an intention to be clear, happy, and self-loving. Meditate on the increasing light in your heart center and call on Raphael to help bring healing and clarity there. Love yourself and give yourself the approval you used to need from others. Love yourself and give yourself the approval that you used to need from others. The healing will take place and the happiness will return. Wow. A long past event, whether recent or old, you are still stuck on it. Why? So let's talk about why. Somebody tell me why you're still stuck. A little bit more details. We know the emotions, but why? Give me a sentence. Somebody share. Somebody speak your truth tonight so that you can purge it out of your system so you can let it go once and for all. I couldn't stop grieving for my mom because I felt like I needed her. I felt like I needed her guidance. I needed her to be here to help me. I didn't feel strong enough to do it on my own. Somebody, anybody. The cards are so on point. Absolutely. They are. Thank you. They are. Absolutely. Positively on point tonight. They're aligning perfectly. This past energy is keeping you stuck. Period. Unhappy. Living in darkness. I'm jealous. I'm hurt. I'm mad. I'm angry. Why did he leave? Why couldn't I have him? Tia says, I couldn't give up on the anger, loss, and grief because I thought I lost myself with my physical strength. Wow. Take a deep breath, Tia. Yes, Mihas. Mihas says, been having a pity party or have had a pity party, feeling victimized. Frank says, the longer the relationship, the harder it is. Yes. the more that you need to unbind. Did you see that thumbnail? It's a rope. And you got to try to get the knots out. Have you ever heard of a sailor's knot? I think those are knots that are really hard to come out. You got to get the knots out. Untie yourself from that memory. The longer the relationship, the more memories, right? The more attachments. But remember the event, right? What is connecting you to the event, Frank? So let's say the event is we broke up. I can't get over my ex. What is still attached? What's that emotion that keeps you attached to her? Is it hurt? Is it pain? Is it resentment? Just memories? Give me an emotion. I need an emotion. Memories. Well, how does those memories make you feel emotionally when you start to think? Is it loving memories? Is it the good times y'all used to have? Because I need y'all to look at why the relationship ended. I need y'all to look at why the ship sank. The ship done sank. The Titanic is sunken. Why? There must be an emotion there that still links you to that memory. Fear kept me attached to the anger. Yeah. So, for example, my mom passed away in 2006, and I couldn't let go of the grief, right? But you want to know what kept me attached to the grief? The anger. You want to know why I was angry? Because I was mad at God. You want to know why? Because he took my mom away from me. That's what I'm trying to hear from y'all. Your parents, okay? But now tell me what that makes you feel. Your parents didn't approve. Your parents got in the way of the love of your life. How does that make you feel? There's an emotion there that keeps you tied to it. That's what I'm trying to get y'all to see, because that is what keeps you binded. Do you understand? Okay, thank you, Tia. Thank you. Resentment. You're still resenting the fact that your parents did not approve of the person that you love. And you're resenting the fact that you let your parents have that much control over you, aren't you, Frank? Not the parents, because you let them have that much control over your life. You felt like you had no choice. You felt like you had no power. Let's get to the root. Remember what I said in the other soul therapy. In order to get to the problem, we must eradicate it from the root. Absolutely. So we need to go back, peel back the layers. No, not the memories. No, not the resentment of the parents, because I let my parents tell me to do something that was against my highest and holiest truth. Because I was weak, because I didn't have a voice. I didn't feel like I was in control. I understand. Yes, the ship sank. Why? And at the end of the movie, or at a certain point of the movie, she said, I will never let go. I will never remember that? The ship sank. And all you have is the rubble. And you're sifting through it, looking at all the different things you can find. Some people find jewelry floating around, and you find and I'm talking in terms of a metaphor here. So follow me. Jewelry and rubbish and wood from the ship and dead people floating. Let's talk about the dead people floating, because a lot of people want to look at the good things. Why? So Frank, exactly. Other people sink your boat. But the emotion is, I let them, Frank. So there's guilt. I need y'all to really organize the thoughts. That's what Spirit said. That's what we're going to do. Organize for success. The card says, do not let the word organize intimidate you, as it is simply a way for you to ensure clarity of purpose. Organizing your thoughts will help you know and plan your next action steps. The goal is to cut the ties that bind us, to let go. So we need to figure out why. we are still attached. So if it's a memory, there's an emotion there. No, I understand that. I know you were young and didn't have a job, but that doesn't mean that doesn't take away from the fact that you let somebody else take away your control. We were young, we didn't have a job. That's an excuse. Let's just be honest, because you're still attached to that experience, right? And you can't keep saying it's because I was young and I didn't have a job. You have to say, I resent the fact that my parents came between us. But at the same time, yeah, I was young, but I still had a voice and I had a mind of my own. And you're saying I had to move away. And I understand. So now what we're trying to figure out is how do you let go, Frank? How do you let go of the memories, baby? Because they're going to cause discomfort. They're going to hold you back. So how do we let go? He says, I don't know. Thank you for being honest. So you use the word resentment, and there is resentment still. And you have pleasant memories about you and this person because this is a person you love. But you still have memories of this person. Now let me ask you this, Frank. Have you moved on completely? Have you been able to find new love? Okay. And have you been able to find new love? Have you been able to find a fulfilling relationship? Or do you find yourself still unable to fully open up to something new because you're still attached to the old? So I'll wait for you to answer that. Thank you for the people that are in the chat. Please not like her. See? So you must let go in order to have a fulfilling experience. You can't keep holding on to someone that's no longer in your life. Not saying to forget them. No, you can't. But there is something there that is keeping you attached. And what will happen is you will not have fulfilling relationships with these attachments. You will not have fulfilling experiences with these attachments. You're looking for her, Frank. I think you need a reading, Frank. I do live readings at the end. So I say all that to say this. Spirit says judgment. You're looking for her because you're still attached. You went searching. I'm going to go find her. This was the love of my life. I can't let her go. There's nobody like her out there for me. But guess what? You went looking for her on Facebook and you found out that she was already in another relationship. Tell me I'm lying. Tell me I'm lying. You found out that she done moved on with her whole life. She's with somebody. I know, baby. I'm the psychic. I know. She done moved on with her life, but you're still holding on. I will never let go, Jack. What's that song? Here, far, wherever you are. Okay, so you're here for a reason. All 14 of us are here because we want to know, how do I let go? True or false? So let's be real. Anybody out there, do you want to share an experience or an emotion rather, that has kept you tied to an event in your life that you have been struggling with letting go of? Some people say resentment, grief, hurt, jealousy, injustice. I feel like it's not fair. Does anybody else want to share? You ain't let go yet, baby. You still holding on, Frank. But I'm here to help. Fear. I'm here to help. Okay, Frank? Everybody like to chat. Soul therapy. I'm guilty I feel guilt because I lost my job and I can't find a new job and I feel like I can't sustain my family. I feel guilty because I quit my job last year and I lost my stability. Okay. I've let go. I made peace with my decision and I know now that my decision was for my highest and holiest good. So let's talk. Anguish. Professional. A lot of us are attached to our mistakes. Let's talk about that. I'm still tied to this past event because I'm still mad at myself because I kept making the same freaking mistake. I kept taking him back. I kept taking him back every single time. No matter how much he hurt me, I took him back just to get hurt again. I kept taking her back. I'm mad because I didn't take a risk. I didn't go out for that particular position. I was qualified, but I was too afraid. I'm mad that I didn't speak up in that relationship. I'm mad that I didn't tell that person that I liked them, that I really, really wanted to be with, because I was too afraid. I was too scared. So sometimes the attachment is a memory or a disappointment. It doesn't have to be a person, place, or thing. Sometimes it's just a disappointment. It's because we missed opportunities because we were too afraid or too distracted by a relationship. I'm mad because that person betrayed me. I can't let go of it. That's because you're not forgiving. Why can't you forgive? We got to get to the root. Spirit says judgment. It is time to judge yourself. And some of us harshly. Judgment Day. So this card represents looking at past deeds, events, and how we contributed to those events. This is about karma. This is about judging a situation or self harshly, or just going back and looking at the event and seeing what we've learned. Okay? It's a purification process. We're purging. Okay? This is a very auspicious card to have here, because this is a good indication that we are purging something away that doesn't serve anymore. But we must reflect, we must look at it first in order to see why we have the Tower in reverse. There's resistance here. There's a resistant energy here. There's a avoidant energy here. Somebody just don't want to deal with the memories. We got some people still having memories, and we have some people that just don't want to deal. It was too hard. It was too painful. But yet I'm still attached. Yet I can't let go of the anger. I can't let go of the resentment of what that person did to me. I will never forget and I will never forgive. And that's only holding yourself back. It's only hurting you. Hi, Alexandria. Thank you so much for being with me. Thank you. Alexandria from Brazil, thank you. Exactly, Min has. Yes, thank you, Frank. Thank you for being honest. This is about honest appraisal. Honest appraisal of self-judgment. Judge yourself harshly. Why are you still holding on? You could tell me all the fluff you want, but you got to get to the core, to that root, and you got to pull it out. Expectations versus reality. Perfect, Renee. Perfectly said. If you're still in the chat, say hello, say something. And if you want a reading for more guidance here, we got a fire sign. Spirit is talking to a fire sign. Aries, Sag, Leo. Leo specifically. Spirit got a message for you. Okay, you're first. Put your signs in the chat. I may have a message for you, okay? So fire sign. What does Spirit want to tell fire sign here? Spirit says to have courage. It's the first message for you, Leo. Okay, and I'm also going to include the other fire signs here. Okay, Spirit says have courage, fire signs. To see this lion, this is the ace of fire. This is to have the courage and the willpower to want to change, to want to sever. You have to be passionate about wanting to sever this tie. This is about passion, fire. You have to want to. Capricorn in the house, you have to want to. Spirit says, stop being conflicted, Five of Swords, about this. Be clear that you're the only one that's suffering here, the lonely woman. She's tilling her land. She's planting crops here by herself. The land is barren. She's planting seeds for the next harvest by herself. What do you think this means? Somebody, anybody out there in chat land. What do you think this means? Aries in the house. We have Five of Swords here. This is mental energy. This is also self-deception. This is letting me know that you're going to have to do this work on your own, baby. She's tilling her own land by herself. She's planting the seeds for tomorrow. And she knows that she has to plant good seeds this time so that the crops can be good. You reap what you sow, baby. She's planting her seeds now. So she understands that there was deception. This card represents, in this deck, I don't know if y'all can see, there's an alligator here. And these birds are walking right towards it, the danger. But this peacock, he saw the alligator. He saw it. See him? He like, hell no. I ain't going over there to that water. There's danger there. So how do we align that image with the message? These peacocks in the book, I don't have the book, but it talks about how these birds are walking towards the water because they're not paying attention. They don't even notice the alligator there. And they're blindly walking to the lake. That they're not paying attention, but this one did. This peacock did. So what does this mean? He realized that he has to be vigilant. He has to be keen. He has to stay ready. And he has to get rid of the conflict, the confusion, and the chatter in his mind so that he is always alert and have clarity. Right. Virgo in the house. Thank you so much, Sam. Do you understand? Because she knows that if she wants to reap good crops, she got to sow them good seeds. She's tilling her earth all by herself here. She's planting the seeds. Do you see her? So if the goal is I want to cut the tie. I want to sever the connection. What do we do here? I said, you got to want it. First, you need to have the courage and willpower and the drive. Okay. Conquer the fear. Then you got to make sure that your mind is unconflicted. You have to be unconflicted so that your intention is clear, so that you are not distracted to the point where you're walking right into danger or walking into this trap of being attached again. Then you got to do the work. She's working by herself, on herself. She's not doing it on herself, but this is what I mean. Y'all got to do the work on yourselves. I got to plant my seeds. Okay. So I say all that to say this. If there is an attachment or a connection that you can't seem to let go of, you must first figure out why. I would suggest personally to write out whatever it is that has you stuck on the emotion of the person, right? Or the event. I would write about it. Okay. I would write in my book or journal, diary, whatever you have. And then I would say to myself, I would write to myself that the main things that, that I can't seem to get past, right? The main energies. So a lot of people in the chat put in like multiple things such as fear, grief, anger. So I would put down the main things first, and then I would dissect those things. And what I mean by dissect is that I would see where those other things stem from. Just like with Frank, he said the memories, and I said, well, what about what emotions? And he said, and then I said, he told me about his parents, and I said, okay, resentment. Okay, that was the emotion. So you may say, well, I can't stop loving him because I keep thinking about him. The memories, I still have those memories in my mind. Why? What causes you to still have the memories? First, you got to identify if they're good or bad memories first. Then, once you find out what the memory is, then you have to try to correlate that memory with the event and then figure out how you felt when it was happening. There's a lot of cards. Okay? So I'll give you an example. Every single time I would think about my mom, I would start to get very emotional and I would cry uncontrollably, like boo-hoo cry. I couldn't talk about my mom with someone without getting emotional. And I didn't understand why I was still so connected to the pain. And what it was I realized that the reason why I was so hurt and upset is because I didn't get to say bye to my mom. I remember when they called me on the phone, I got called by a paramedic and they said, your mom's unconscious. So I remember I had to drive 2.5 hours to go see my mom. I was in the car praying the whole time and I was like, please God, just let me see her before she died. Just please let me get there before she died. But I didn't know that my mom had already passed away. They didn't tell me. They just told me she was unconscious, but she was actually already dead. So when I got there 2 hours later, I walked in the room and I saw my family just sitting there, and everybody looked. They had like this look on their face. So I'm just like, what's wrong? Where's my mom? And everybody just looking at me, and I'm just like, I want to see my mom. So they take me to a room, and my mom's laying on this metal bed. And I remember I kissed her face. I'm going to get emotional on this part. I just remember she was so cold. I was so heartbroken. So I never forgave myself because I felt like she died alone and I wasn't there for her. So it was because I was mad at self, and it took me a long time to forgive myself because I felt like I wasn't there. She died alone. I couldn't get over that. That was what it was. She died by herself, all alone. And I felt like she didn't deserve that. So somebody share. This is soul therapy. So we got to get to the root of why we can't let go of something. Oh, good night, Frank. Frank said he's not ready. Me has said monitor your thoughts and feelings. So I need y'all to think about the experience, the event, whatever it is. I just need y'all to take a few moments to think about it. Think about what really got you really attached to it. I mean, 12 years after the fact, I know my mom's not coming back, but it hurts still like it was yesterday. Why? We need to get to the root of why. That's what I'm trying to get y'all to see. Spirit, any more messages for our beloveds out there? Any more messages? If you're still in the chat, say, hey. Y'all not even saying nothing. Is this getting too heavy for y'all? So we got the cornucopia card. So this is for somebody that had a wish denied. Okay? I know what it feels like to have a wish denied. Says the cornucopia reverse is often a card of personal frustration. You may find yourself feeling discouraged by having your wishes denied, or perhaps you're just disappointed with the delays involved. Don't be surprised or too disheartened if a obstacle seems to block your way. It may simply take some patience and persistent action. So Spirit is saying be patient with yourself. Spirit is saying just be persistent. It's not going to happen overnight, you guys. Spirit says it may require a radical shift in how you are approaching your goals. This card reverse may indicate a cycle of restriction or a period of lack or loss. Don't let this deter you. Use this time to go deeper. That's what I'm trying to get y'all to do. Go deeper. There may be a lesson to learn or an entirely new direction to take. Be open, flexible, and aware. Remember, there are many roads to happiness. That is perfect. It fits perfectly. Patience. Some of y'all need to take a radical shift. Some of y'all need to know that whatever it is that you're still holding on to, specifically relationships, people, y'all need to know that there may be a whole different direction that might be well suited, that may make you happier. So if you're struggling to let go of a situation or attachment to another human being, and you know that this attachment is toxic or it is bringing you a lot of discomfort and heartache and pain, you need to shift. You need to start being brutally honest with self. You need to start looking at the ugly times and all those hurtful memories so that you can, you know what I used to do when I was attached to someone? I used to think about this one thing he did to me because I had an issue with always forgiving his ass. So I used to think about this one thing he did to me that was so hurtful. Every time I start thinking about, oh, the good times, or oh, how much I love him. I love him so much. I love that man. I think about that one time. Knock my ass right back into reality. Nope. No, girl. Remember? Did you not forget what he did and the amount of times he kept doing it? So you guys got to get really, really honest, okay, with self, because a lot of the times we get stuck because of self-deception, denial. We don't want to admit to ourselves what we already know innately within. Our intuition's been screaming at us. Our higher self been screaming at us to get us to listen. Not him, not her, not that job. We don't listen. Yeah, because you want to play victim. Absolutely. Absolutely. Let's see if no more complaining comes out. Attracting, not chasing. Some of you guys were donating too much of your energy. Some of you guys was in a one-sided relationship where somebody was taking from you, treating you like a charity. It's almost like this person was a charity case, or you may have felt like a charity case to another human being. Spirit says attracting, not chasing. Anything or anyone you chase after will run the other way because of the fierce underlying chasing energy. Instead, attract what you need by sending out love, gratitude, and welcoming energy. Also, compassion and forgiveness. Because if you're still holding on to resentment or not being able to forgive somebody, you are affecting your abundance flow, your manifestation. Somebody getting a new job. Somebody's at a job that don't serve them, but they won't leave. They can't let go or detach from it because they're too afraid that they won't be able to find something to sustain themselves. Somebody is having a problem letting go of a job that they don't like, that doesn't make them happy, but they're afraid. Somebody has unlimited ideas. God says your mind is one with the infinite mind of God. Therefore, you have complete access to unlimited ideas guaranteed to bring you blessings. All you need to do is take a divinely guided action to allow these ideas to come to fruition. Some of you guys, this could mean the overthinking for some of you guys. Too many things going on in your mind, too many ideas. Okay? This could also mean that God is downloading you with information to help you. Okay? Exactly, Tia. I had to accept the fact that I was wrong. I made a bad decision and feel I was running out of time, out of desperation. I wanted somebody to say desperation, but I'm going to say it for you, Miss Renee. Desperation about the future. Some of us do this. I'm getting too old. I'm getting old, and I don't want to be out here in the streets by myself. So I'm going to just hang on to this little thing that I have here. I'm going to hang on to this person because that's all I know. Because I'm too afraid of opening up to something new and starting over. And I'm getting old anyway, so there ain't no point in me looking for something else. Okay, a lot of people do that for real. A lot of people stay in relationships because they feel like they're too old. Older people out there in their 50s, 60s, 70s, coming out of relationships, 30-year relationships, 20-year relationships, feel like I'm too old. I'll just stay here. I'll just stay here. I don't want to be by myself. You see what I'm saying? This employment change keeps coming out, and somebody does have unlimited ideas. Spirit says, distract yourself with other stuff, baby. Stop thinking about it. There's other things you can do out here. I know it's easier said than done, but it's not that hard. You got to have the willpower, and you got to want to. That's it. If I want to do something, I'm going to dedicate myself to doing it. So if you're not dedicating yourself from releasing and doing the inner work and trying to heal, it's because you don't want to, you're not ready. And that's okay. Just be honest. Okay? If you're not ready, you're not ready. It's fine. You're going to be ready. Spirit going to send you some more lessons to make your ass ready. Okay? Spirit's going to send you some more pain. Because it seems like humans need pain to change. Humans need challenges to change. It's true. If you're a tarot reader, you'll know this. When the 5 come out, sorrow, pain, conflict, fights, the tower, change. Death, and ending of a relationship, change. And most of the time, these major arcanas is the universe coming in like, nah, I'm going to make him break up with her so she can learn how to love herself. Change. Now we're going to make him cheat on her so she can know her worth. Change. So you got to understand, we choose to stay attached. You got to want to detach. So be clear, be unconflicted. Are you ready? Yes. Okay, you ready? Okay, that's the first step. What is the end goal? I want to sever this tie. I am done. I am tired. I am tired. It's toxic. Nothing's changing. All it's doing is bringing me pain and suffering. I am done. Now that you're clear, what keeps you connected? Get to the root so that you can pull it out once and for all, so that it'll keep growing into something bigger and bigger and bigger. Okay? Remember, we got a full moon coming up on Friday. This is purging time. This is time to purge. This is time to detach, to release this shit. Sever. It could be I'm severing self-hate. I'm severing self-doubt. I'm severing low self-esteem. I'm severing addictions. I'm severing an obsession to a person, to an event. I'm severing resentment. I'm severing low self, whatever it is. You gotta want to. Period.com. When you decide that you're ready and you want to, and that you can't do it no more, you can't be that person anymore that's still holding on or hanging on to a particular idea, a belief, a illusion, a delusion, then you're ready. Exactly, Tia. Okay? So Spirit says, oh, that's a lot, Spirit. Hold on. Spirit says, magician in the mirror, not knowing your true power, financial constraints. Some of you guys, this is money related. Some of you guys are attached to an event where you lost a lot of money, so you feel regret, guilt, in association to that particular memory or event. Spirit says some of you guys are holding on to a lot of emotional trauma related to intimacy, feeling guilty because you had sex with a particular person or persons, and you're holding on to that guilt. Spirit says some of you guys are holding on to indecision. Spirit says some of you guys are holding on to self-deception. Oh gosh, Spirit says some of you guys are holding on to freaking goddamn this. Who is it? The Spirit says, I'm going to open up a door for your personal happiness and healing, because you deserve it. Okay? This is gorgeous. God said, knock, and I'm going to open this door up for you, and you're going to heal from these things that you thought you could never heal from. You're going to heal from, I can't get over the fact that I was molested. I can't get over the fact that my parents gave me up for adoption. I can't get over the fact that he divorced me. He cheated on me. I can't get over the fact that my sister slept with my boyfriend. I can't get over the fact that my job fired me. I can't get over the fact that my best friend told my secret. Whatever it is. I can't get over the fact that I didn't get that job or that promotion. Whatever it is. It can be healed. It can be severed. Okay? How do they cut the binds, Spirit? Show us how to cut the binds. So you find the root and you pluck that shit out, right? So we talk about the emotions that connect us to the experience. Every attachment is rooted in some sort of emotional connection. Trust me. If you think about it, it's an emotion behind it. It's either anger. Think about the memory. Whenever you have that memory, there's an emotion that you feel. For some of us, it's anger. You start thinking about that person, or that someone bring up that person's name, and you feel your face scrunching up like this, like, or the person texts you, or you see the person on social media, and your face like this, like, why he get to be happy? Why he get to be with somebody? What about me? Some of you guys just attached to just feeling low vibes. It says, I have the courage to ask and receive help. I like this card because it says asking for help is a sign of strength. A lot of you guys need to ask God for help, your angels, your ancestors, your spiritual team. This is very often when you ask God for help, prayers are answered through other people. Be sure to accept this assistance as well as give it to others as you're guided. So, God says, don't be afraid to ask for help. Pray. And God will send the people to help you. Doors will open, and then you'll be in alignment with the right people. For example, you didn't think you were going to be listening to me talk tonight. God said, go listen. Go listen to what you got to say. You understand? Yeah, I didn't think I was going to be on here at 1:21 a.m. Eastern Time listening to me talk and read cards and shuffle. How do we cut the vines? You got to want to. Period. You got to want to. You got to have the courage, the willpower to. You got to believe that you can. Okay? You got to believe that you can cut the vines. You got to believe that you're strong enough. You got to believe that you're good enough. You're better than that. You're better than that experience. There is something that keeps us connected, and it's more than what we see on the surface. That's why the book says you got to go deep. We're not going deep enough. That's why I keep saying go to the root. You got to go to the root. You got to uproot it. So them roots go deep. They go deep, 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 right? See this clock right here? This is letting me know this is time. All the time that's been invested in holding on to some sort of guilt. When you allow your light to shine brightly, you inspire others. Forgive yourself for what you think you've done or not done. And trust that God loves you unconditionally for who you are. Learn and grow from past mistakes instead of berating yourself for them or beating yourself up. Okay, so that's a lot. That's the biggest one. This is the biggest one here. Guilt. It says, ask for your needs to be met. God and the angels only come to your aid only if you make a free will choice to be helped. And it begins with asking. It doesn't matter how you ask God for help, but only that you do so. Okay? So some of you guys do need the help. I got this man in my life, and this is an example because I don't have somebody, but I'm just giving y'all an example. I got this man in my life, and I love him, and I've been holding on to a connection, but nothing seems to be moving forward. This person is not putting in the effort. This person keeps telling me this, but he's not moving forward. He's not taking any action, and nothing is changing. And I still feel bad. Okay, I'm supposed to be happy. This is supposed to be the person that I love. This person is supposed to love me back. But every time he comes around me, he makes me feel bad. I can't let him go. Why? Let's find the root. You want to know what the root is? That's why I want y'all to put stuff in the chat. Tell me what you can't let go of. The root is you don't you. That just threw me off. Tia, the root is I don't want to be by myself. That's the root. That's what I'm talking about. That's the going deeper. The root is I'm afraid of being alone. The root is I'm over 35 and I think that the clock is ticking. The root is I have low self-esteem, so I don't feel like I could find somebody that's gonna love me after this heartbreak. The root is I don't know my worth, so I'm still holding on to a person that didn't treat me right. So let's find the root. Tell me the experiences. Oh, that's cute. Thank you for sharing. Wow. So Tia just shared a prayer box that she has, and it's a box where you write prayers and you put it inside. I think that's really cute. So maybe you guys can make a prayer box of your own. You could use an old tissue box, take the tissue out, or an empty tissue box, and then you could write your prayers and you could design it, decorate it, and put your prayers inside. I think that's really nice. Thank you, Tia, for sharing that. Let go of guilt. Find the root. Pluck that shit. Pluck it. You got to find it, though. Don't say, oh, it's the memories. No, don't tell me that. The ship sank. There has to be a reason why. What are you holding on to? It says sever. I love it. So we're not going to look at the whole sentence here, but we're going to look at sever vows. Some of you guys made a vow. Y'all got to be careful what y'all saying out loud. Somebody said, I would never stop loving him. Okay? Somebody said, I would never forgive him for what he did to me. With all that emotion, what do you think you just did? You made a vow. Some of you guys have binded yourself with your damn mouth. Do you understand what that means? You binded yourself with your mouth. How do you cut that cord, that contract you created? This was the card. So we have caring connections in reverse, and we have patience. This is a very, 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 very good card. And I'm saying that because everything is in alignment with what is being shown here. Okay. And I hope you don't mind me reading from the book. I'm reading from the book because these cards came with this book, so I'm going to use it. Okay. So this particular card in reverse, and I'm going to let y'all see, Spirit is talking. Spirit wants y'all to listen. Read it in the reverse. It says, discard reverse signals a break in communication or a parting of ways for two people. Whether romantic, social, or business, the present connection seems to be at or close to an end. If this is the case, consider what healthy actions need to be taken, okay, to move on. As difficult as parting may be, it can often lead to bigger and better things. Keep in mind both the logistical and emotional aspects of leaving this connection. Logic, a balance of logic and emotions. Make plans, vent your feelings. Always remember, with every ending, there is a new beginning. So for the ones that are having trouble breaking free from a connection that has ended, that is close to ending, Spirit says there is bigger and better for you, baby. And they said divine timing is here working in your favor. Be patient. A lot of times we hold on to these connections because we're so desperate about the future that we forget to be present in the moment. And because we don't have the clarity, because our thoughts are cluttered, this is why we had organized, we can't see the forest past the trees. You can't see past the desire. That's why the Ace of Wands came out. It's a desire. I want to be with this person. This is my twin flame. I have to be with them. There's nobody out there for me. This is the one. This is the one I want. God. No matter how much he hurts me, disrespects me, I want him. I want her. I don't want nobody else. That's the one. That's the one. That's the one. They saw me. They loved me. They did that one nice thing, and that I can't let go of. That makes me forget about every bad thing. That one nice thing they did for me. So, Spirit says, let go. A lot of you guys are holding on to unrequited love attachments or connections. A lot of you guys are holding on to anger, resentment, hurt, pain, grief, sorrow, disappointment, mistakes that were made in the past, guilt. Spirit says you got to want to change. You got to have a desire to let it go. And once you have that desire, Spirit says go deep. Shift through the rubbles of the past, the memories, the event. Look back at why the ship sank. Remember, the ship is the relationship or whatever the thing is. And when you go through the rubble, you figure out, okay, I see. The relationship had to end because this person was abusive. The relationship had to end because this person was a narcissist. The relationship had to end because I got so emotionally unstable that I couldn't even work. I couldn't even pay my bills. I was so distracted by this relationship. I was binge watching hundreds of YouTube videos. I kept looking at their social media. I couldn't focus on what I needed to focus on. It knocked me off my stability to the point where I lost everything. This relationship had to end because this person was married and they won't leave their wife for me. The ship sank. I lost my job because A, B, and C. It's because this was a toxic environment that I wasn't supposed to be in. I wasn't happy. Every time I walked into the place, I felt like my soul was being drained. Find the root, pluck it. Pluck. And then when you uproot it, you plant new seeds, right? Okay. So I'm going to get a final message. I hope that was insightful. I hope that helped somebody. Is there any final messages? Tower. Wow. This can be even more perfect. The Tower. A breakdown of old structures, belief, thinking, even memories, relationships. Because a lot of you are dealing with relationships. This is why it's coming up stronger. Breaking down the attachment to I'm not good enough. Breaking down the attachment to I'm going to fail. Breaking down the attachment to I'm not lovable. Breaking down the attachment to I can't let him go because he was the only person that I ever loved. He was the only person that said I was beautiful. But the real deal is I can't let go because I have low self-esteem. And he was the only person that stuck around longer than the others. The real truth is I'm holding on to it because I got 3 kids with him and nobody's going to want me with 3 kids. The real truth is I hold on to that resentment, because deep down inside, I'm mad at myself for allowing someone to treat me that way. The real truth is, I hold on to that connection because deep down inside, I'm afraid of being by myself, that nobody's going to want me. So Spirit says it's time to break it down. Oh, they're going to come in and sever it for you, is what they're saying here. Rebuild. This says rebuild because when you break down the old structures, you got to build it up back strong, solid, right? A breakdown of that relationship, or destroying the relationship, destroying the belief. This is like lightning coming out, destroying this, right? Destroy it. We're not going to just cut it. We're going to destroy it so that it can't grow back, so that it can't come back. That's why I say pluck it from the root. You understand? Okay. That's why I said share, because we're purging. When you talk, whatever it is, when you put it out there, you're purging it out of your system, because a lot of us are holding that shit in. That's why I say write. You don't feel comfortable with telling people your business? Write it. Then burn that shit. Okay? So, Spirit says rebuild. And you know I'm finna read from the book before I close out this this session here, because I like what the book has to say. The book says the dynamics of a relationship can often be complicated. The longer you've been, oh, who said that? Frank. The longer you've been in a relationship, the more complex it can be. Relationships begin to grow many layers, consisting of joys, sorrows, honesty, duplicity. As these layers build on top of each other, it can become increasingly difficult to know what the core of the relationship is based on. What we once loved may now appear to be merely tolerance. Or worse, even in a good relationship, you may find yourself growing apart from the other person. In either case, the weight of these layers can cause a relationship to collapse. Now may be a good time to start fresh with one or more of your relationships, with self, more specifically. Peel off the layers one by one. Remember when I say peel back that onion layer? One by one. Cut away any pretense and see what may be revealed. Find the core of the relationship and decide if it's still what you want and what you find attractive. And so then discard the old layers and consciously create new commitment with this person or persons, one based on truth, honesty, and love. Use the awareness gained by this exercise to steer the relationship on a clear, steady course. This same applied to rebuilding the relationship with yourself. Examine the many layers of joy, sorrows, successes, and failures, and think about how they are affecting your ability to love yourself and therefore to find love. Expose the false voices that tell you that you're unworthy and silence them. When you do, the true value will be revealed. Rebuild your life around unconditional love for yourself and invite in unconditional love from others. When you have unconditional love from self and you know that you deserve better, the easier it is for you to cut these connections. Easy. Okay. Thank you, Spirit. Spirit said release jealousy. Spirit says jealousy is an affirmation that you don't have something, and the universe manifests exactly as you affirm. That other people's successes inspire you rather than frustrate you. A lot of you guys just jealous because other people are doing better than you. But the real root is inadequacy. I feel inadequate. I feel like I'm not good enough. So therefore, I'm jealous of other people that see their worth, that see that they're good enough. I'm mad at them because they can see it, but I can't see mine. How do you let go? Somebody please share before I go. Now what they think is the course of action for them to let go of something that they've been holding on to. It's an interactive chat, and we need more than just TM, Miss Renee. Thank you, Sam Day, for saying something. Somebody share, anybody in the chat. And I'll close out with a last final message. Soul therapy. You gotta want to cut it. You have to want to. Somebody in the chat got something to say? No one wants to speak tonight? Everybody's scared? Okay. Can't make y'all. All right. Okay. Spirit, give me another divine message. Something deep. Somebody keeps looking at their past mistakes. We have an earth sign here that has been reflecting on their mistakes. Okay. It doesn't have to be an earth sign, by the way. We have somebody here that's been reflecting on their mistakes. Excuse me. They've been looking at all the time that's been invested in regretting, being disappointed, and not. It's like they feel that they haven't received their lot, or they haven't received their blessings for all the stuff that all the times they invested in situations, or for all the seeds they're planting. But what they don't realize is when the Seven of Pentacles is reversed here, this is about you reaping what you sow. And the reason why I kept bringing up the fact that the lady was tilling the land on her own, because she knew that she was the only one responsible for planting her own seeds. Okay. And she realized that if she want good crops, a good harvest, or stability, or good results in her life, or happiness, stability, she would need to do the work. So the Seven of Pentacles is reflecting back on relationships, commitments, or anything you invested time in, and but it's a fixation on mistakes. But it also represents an energy of no longer wanting to invest in those mistakes, no longer wanting to give energy to the past. Okay. Somebody here is upset or resenting the fact that a relationship ended here. With this female issue card, she's in the reverse. She thought she was going to marry somebody. This is usually the card of engagement parties. She thought that someone was going to ask her to marry her. She thought she was going to be a mother, have kids for this person. But it ended. Ten of Swords. She felt like she was left for dead, or he feels like he was left for dead. And I can't make this shit up, because this man here is left for dead. Do you see this? So there an attachment is created, and someone is grieving, Nine of Swords, crying, stressed, because they're overthinking, Nine of Swords, on a specific event over and over. And what you're doing is, when you're thinking about it so much, it starts to materialize, because there is a habitual pattern being created. And because you're habitually thinking about it, you're manifesting it, Empress. And you're manifesting bad luck or a negative experience for self. This is the Wheel of Fortune in reverse. The Spirit says, don't be too disheartened. There is a breakdown, but this breakdown is going to bring in a breakthrough. Okay? And that breakthrough is going to allow you to sever this devil. And this devil energy represents fear, attachment, codependency, all of that. And there will be healing here with the Four of Swords. You got to want it. You got to want to sever the connection or the tie or the attachment or the behavior. Because your stability, your happiness is depending on it. So Spirit said, get really clear. Because right now, a lot of you guys are confused. A lot of you guys are in self-denial or lying to yourself. Simplicity, wearing a false mask, a mask of pretense and contentment, but you're truly not content. Some of you guys are staying because the relationship financially is stable. So you decide to stay. You say, "Oh, I just wait till the kids all go off to college, then I'll do it." You know, the Spirit says it's time for death. This is the death card. Spirit says it's time for a change, my love. Okay, so that's your reading. Thank you so much, you guys, for being here with me. Let me know what you thought about that. I'm so happy, Tim. Tell me if that resonated, if it helped. Okay, and that was Soul Therapy number 3, episode number 3, and that one was called "How to Let Go and Cut the Ties That Bind Us." You're welcome. Thank you, you guys. So good night. Thank you so much. I appreciate y'all. See y'all tomorrow for another episode of Soul Therapy. All right. Feel free to reach out to me via email for personal readings. I forgot to ask anyone if they wanted a live reading. If you do, they're still open. If anybody out there wants a reading, this is your last call. Readings are $10 for one question, 2 for 15. Tia, go ahead and put the link. If you want clarity about breaking an attachment or anything like that, I could do a reading for you. I could give you clarity right on the spot if you're interested, okay? Thank you. I love you too, baby. Thank you so much. So let me know. I'll give y'all a few minutes to decide if you want some more guidance on ending a connection or severing a tie. I also offer personal readings. If you would like a more personal reading, you can email me, okay? But if you want me to answer a question, the personals are more expensive, okay? I offer these rates because these are shared publicly. But if you order a personal reading, it is more money. If you want to get clarity on a person to see if this person is somebody that you should invest time in. If you're thinking about letting go and you think this person may be in a third party and you need clarity, I'm here to help. I'll give you whatever Spirit wants me to give you to tell you what you need to do, okay? Sometimes there are relationships that can thrive, but we got to let go of fear. We got to let go of past heartache. We got to let go of abandonment issues, rejection. We got to let go of different behaviors that are causing our relationships to become toxic. So I can give you guidance on what is really causing the disconnect. The disconnect could be it's because you do need to sever because this person is just karmic or it's incompatibility there, or this person is a threat or danger to your life. Or I could tell you, well, this is something that can blossom, that can be fixed, but this is what you need to do. Okay, so if you need guidance, let me know. $10 for one question, 2 for 15. Okay.
Heart rate's 120, BP's 140 over 90.
Oh, thank you, Sam. I'm so happy. That was helpful, okay? And like I said, if you need a reading, let me know, okay, baby? I have a Taurus here that's ready to cut a cord. Taurian, congratulations. You're turning your back and you are waiting on your ships to come in. Your ships are actually coming in because you have made this decision to cut a cord from somebody or something or an event, and you have clarity now. You're no longer confused. Congratulations to this Taurian. Okay. You were struggling to make that decision. You're stressed out, but you made the right decision. Wow. I have a Leo woman here. She's reversed. This woman here is still scared to move forward. She's not completely ready to make a decision, but we have an Ace of Cups at the bottom of the deck for her that she can't even see because she's not looking at it. She's not looking at it. She's too busy trying to decide whether she should go or whether she should stay. But there is another person here, okay? There's an earth sign woman here, possibly, or somebody has a baby mama. But whatever the case is, this woman, once she finds out this information, she will sever. She will no longer be stuck, okay? Came out again. I remember when I used to struggle to shuffle. We got somebody freeing themselves from a bind. Yes, I don't know. This is an air sign. Gemini, Aquarius, Gemini, Aquarius. Wow. Somebody is Gemini, Libra, Aquarius is cutting away from a water sign. Justice. Someone is cutting the cord. Karmic justice is served. Congratulations, air sign. Libra. Congrats. Who else is cutting cords tonight? I got a fire sign is moving forward and away from possibly an air sign male, Libra, someone that's detached, cold. This could be this Libra moving away and releasing what doesn't serve him. Yep. There's an ending here. Someone's severing a tie. Congratulations. There's a severance. And this person is free. That's gorgeous. So this could be this Libra moving forward. This Libra male or air sign male cutting a tie to a relationship that no longer serves them. There's a relationship full of conflict, fighting, arguing. This person is breaking free. They're taking a leap of faith on a new journey. Congratulations. This could be an Aries as well. Wow, I got a Sagittarius releasing a Gemini or a Piscean. That's Sag. This Sag is finally coming out of hiding and they're speaking. They're speaking to someone, possibly a Leo. We got Gemini, Leo here. They're speaking their truth. They're no longer confused. They're ready to make a decision. They're no longer afraid. Leo energy here too. Someone is missing an opportunity. Someone is not confused. They're making their final decision. Sag energy. We got High Priest. So we got 1, 2, 3, 4 major arcana. So this has to do with a Sag, fire sign, Pisces, and a Gemini. The Pisces is reversed. So the Piscean may not be listening to their intuition. Or this could be the Piscean now coming out of a place of withdrawal. The Leo is gaining strength. The Gemini is making the decision. And the Sag is balancing out themselves and their emotions. Every single one of these people are no longer confused. There is clarity. And this is going to help you get these emotions back stable. Leo energy, Cancer, Scorpio energy. You got Virgo. Yes, an ending of a difficult period. There is a severance. Congratulations. Soul tie has been cut. If you're still in the chat and you want your ties cut, they're getting cut. Spirit is blessing y'all. Okay? Any more? Wow. Somebody's getting blessed. 10 of Cups. Or somebody's... Okay. So we have somebody severing a relationship. Okay? And someone is now going to be at peace after a long, hard cycle. Cancer, Pisces, Scorpio is divorcing, possibly a Libra, or just divorcing someone in general. We got a Gemini here. We got a Scorpio. We got Aquarius. We got Aries. New beginning. We got Taurus. Congratulations. Okay, so you guys, that is the messages. Thank you so much for being here. I'll see you guys tomorrow for another soul therapy. Time to end that burden. Bye.